That is right. Ladies and gentlemen, we won Lachlan's $10,000 Fortnite fashion show World Cup. If you haven't seen already, I posted the entirety of our winning round in the grand finals over on my main channel, but so much stuff went on behind the scenes that I want to talk about and react with you guys leading up to it, during the actual event, and then of course us ultimately winning. I thought we'd sit down and react to some unseen footage of how we actually went ahead and won this tournament. First thing I want to address initially is that when we won, there was some people out there saying that the entire thing was rigged and Lachlan meant for us to win because we're big YouTubers and streamers. That is definitely not the case. I mean, me and Cypher only entered literally in the last minute anyway. We were just here for fun, and the fact that we won was just a crazy bonus. The prize money that we ended up getting, which was $7,500, split between both of us. We both decided to actually take that and evenly distribute it amongst all the other finalists anyway. There's a little bit of a bonus to them because we were, as I said, only entering for fun. It was a goodwill gesture from us, and honestly, just the whole thing was so much fun. I can't wait to watch this back with you guys. Remember, guys, if you want to get an easy victory royale in your next Fortnite game, hit the thumbs up button within the next 5 seconds and you'll guarantee yourself an easy win. If you haven't noticed already, you're on my second channel and you're probably not subscribed, so hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't done so already for an awesome surprise and come join the reaction channel. So let's jump into it. Before we even got to the finals, myself and Cypher teamed up, having contacted each other on Twitter, and decided to enter Lachlan's round 1 qualifier for the Fortnite Fashion Show World Cup. It was duos. You have to have synergy between the players, your skins, and all of the emotes, and we decided to put together a routine using witches skins where we transform into a zombie, and basically Lachlan loved it. We won outright, and that ultimately led us to the finals. The finals happened around 24 hours ago, where it was the 7 winning teams, so 14 players in total, battling it out through 4 stages. No one would be eliminated. It's just how many points you got in total at the end. Once all 4 stages have been adjudicated, whoever had the most points would win. That actually ended up being a tie at the end, so ourselves and another team drew for the same amount of points, which we'll get into in a second. So some clips you haven't seen before. This is actually us practicing in creative mode before the finals actually kicked off. Now, the finals are taking place local time for me at about 12:30 at midnight, and bearing in mind I'm in a fairly normal sleep regime, that is fairly late for it to start, and it ended up going on till about 3:30 a.m. in the morning, so I was already extremely tired. Now, going into the finals, we had to construct and come together with new skins, new emotes. However, Cypher decided that actually we should stick with the zombie skin that you're seeing me use here, and we should reincorporate the fact that it actually has a built-in emote that allows her to go from a normal witch to a zombie witch and back again whenever you want. However, rather than Cypher also being a witch, he decided to go for the new jelly skin and incorporate the fact that he kind of looks like a magical being, and he's going to basically distribute potions and different things from his skin. So the skins wouldn't match too much, but the thing that we'd worked out is that the initial points for the first round as to how you looked didn't distribute very many points compared to the end rounds where you had to use emotes, tell stories, and that's where we were going to bet that all of our points would come from. I can't lie, not only was I very tired, but Cypher was actually streaming during all of this, and his chat was telling us that our skin combination wasn't that great. We probably shouldn't use the witch skin again, so they weren't filling us with very much hope. At one point, I suggested we should switch out the witch skin, and I should go for the Big Chungus Chug Jug skin, and he should be like the Slurp Juice Jelly skin, but we decided against that and stuck with the witch and jelly skin. This is the exact message I DM'd Cypher as we went into the finals. Bro, I feel like I'm about to enter an exam and I've done no revision. We literally practiced for about 1 hour, and all the other teams have probably been practicing all weekend. I genuinely thought we were going to come dead last. The biggest thing that's important about the prep is having all of the emotes you want to use ready to go on your hotbar here, and also favoriting any other emotes you wanted to use so they were easily accessible. I decided to dip the controller and move over to keyboard and mouse because then I can just tap keys to do the exact emote that I want to do. Lachlan and his team had created this awesome custom stage where all of the contestants would go to, and they'd walk out onto like this catwalk and get judged by Lachlan. However, since me and Cypher were going first in all of the rounds because we qualified first, we were basically doing everything for the very first time, and we had no idea what we were doing. On top of that, I made a huge mistake, and leading into this event, I didn't favorite all of the emotes I was meant to, which basically meant the first round went terribly, like this.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, we have to go. Walk forward. Turn around, look at them. And then 1,
This is
2,
round 1.
3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Hold on, trying to find it. Element.
Oh no! Are you kidding? I thought you had it. Math, you ready?
3, okay, 3.
2, 1, go. Walk forward though. Oh,
We're
I thought you
so
had
out
it
of sync.
favorited.
I know, it turned off at the end,
No.
right at the end.
Okay, we're gonna walk. Step up. Step up.
So basically, I was delirious just from being so tired. We went out on the stage. We're there, stood in front of Lachlan and Boomer, who's also helping judging. Cypher's queuing us in to use the bounce emote. I'm panicking. I didn't favorite it. I'm trying to find it. We look like absolute melons. We eventually get going, and then I cancel the emote halfway down the walkway. I'm cracking up. I thought we've messed up. I thought we've thrown it already. And our skins in the first round didn't actually get judged too highly. But by the simple fact that they were a little bit different, we actually came about sort of mid of a table within first round. But remember, we're waiting for the bigger points in the later rounds. So it was time for round 2, and it was a prop room in the back where there was pretty much every item in the game that you could use to help incorporate within your stage 2 performance. You can only use 3 emotes per person, so you've got a little bit of a story to tell, but obviously not too long, because this was just, you know, warming things up a little bit. As Lachlan and Boomer are waiting for us to come on stage, things go wrong yet again.
Go. Just go. Don't pull out your harpoon gun and start aiming it.
So I'm meant to have a harpoon gun out, looking around, not meant to know that Cypher's
I
there.
didn't grab a shield.
So at this point, Cypher forgot to pick up a potion, which is one of the big parts of the second round performance. I mean, we're messing up literally everything, and I think Lachlan's starting to lose his patience. I think Cypher's starting to lose his patience, and I'm just going crazy. Now that things are sorted,
Don't hit me yet.
This is our proper performance.
You're looking around. Now you see me.
Here he comes.
Hit.
Little jelly boy.
3, 2, 1.
Get that Slurpee from him.
Don't do it. Drink it.
And as I put this
And
on,
get ready for the take, okay? After you turn.
it's going to turn me into the zombie because the
All right, are you ready?
Slurp is like poisonous.
Cry.
And I'm upset about it.
1, 2, 3, go.
And that is that. A super simple little play, but it was incorporating both my skin and his skin in a little skit. And actually, Lachlan and Boomer loved this one. In terms of points, we got the highest points out of everyone. We only dropped half a mark, I think, because we didn't use those clapper boards properly. We didn't face him when using those clapper boards. Now, there was actually something here which almost lost us a whole point, which meant we would not have come first.
Wait, deduct points because they failed the first one. Go for 4.5. Deduct that to like 3.5.
3.5. Yep.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I was not having it. They were deducting points because we weren't ready, even though we had to go first every round. No one knew what they was doing.
You
gotta have that
or
synced
Cypher
up.
behind them.
We didn't know that was...
You lost a point there.
It's bad it's not being the first team going. They might have been struggling trying to find.
I was shaking my head. Basically, you're in a Discord call and you can hear Lachlan talking, but you're muted and you cannot unmute your mic. So I couldn't quickly unmute and be like, Lachlan, like we didn't know. The only way I could communicate was with my character, and I was just violently shaking my character around.
And the prop they needed, but
Yeah.
he's saying, yep, he's saying that was the issue. That was what
Okay. 4.5. Yeah, that's
All right, 4.5.
Okay, 4.
I literally saved it. I basically convinced the judge that it wasn't fair. We needed that point back. So thankfully, a whole point back in the bag. Otherwise, that would have been game over. Now, honestly, because we didn't have much practice time, we were so unsure as to whether or not we were even going to stick with our skins and emotes. We didn't practice much. So we actually took the chance whilst everyone else was performing to go into the back room and just practice everything, which was so useful. As I started to realize that we were actually in a position where we could do well and could win, I started to take things a lot more seriously. I was focusing, I was waking up, and I was ready to get that win. Now, going into round 3, you meant to tell a longer story. You could use more props, you could use more emotes, and this was out of 30 points. So more points combined than both round 1 and 2 put together. So this was critical. Are we going now or?
Yeah.
Are we going now?
1, 2, 3.
I have no
Walk into
idea.
each other.
Nice.
1, 2, 3. Turn. 1, 2, 3. Walk.
Everything had to be as synced as possible.
It's
and
not
I
now.
was still terrible.
Wait. Come back.
Wait.
It's not now.
I honestly didn't realize that was what we were about to watch. I can't believe we messed up in round 1, 2, and round 3. Luckily, so at that point, Lachlan was talking to his stream. He basically had an announcement saying that he was going to be doing another Fashion Show World Cup for trios. And whilst he was sat there talking to stream, we just walked out on stage. It wasn't judged, luckily. I don't even know if Lachlan recognized or saw what was going on there. Thankfully, that wasn't the real thing. So unfortunately, at this point, my face cam died. Basically, my camera overheated and I didn't notice. I mean, we've been in the lobby for about an hour now. It was getting close to about 2 a.m. So you've got my face now anyway. And this is the real round 3 performance.
Let's go.
1, 2, okay.
So this is directly carrying on from our second round performance where I've been turned into a witch and I was crying. Okay, I was a witch.
Okay, now
I just realized also, by the way, when we went on stage earlier, we did it wrong. I don't think I was a witch. I'd gone back to the normal skin. If that had been the real one, we would have been screwed. Okay, so some of these things I hadn't favorited, but luckily I'd memorized and written a notepad down of which page to scroll to. So this isn't me panicking as much as it is just quickly trying to get to the emote.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Made a little potion.
All right.
So basically, Cypher and his jelly skin was making a potion concoction, and I love this, by the way. This was Cypher's idea. Pulled out a tomato, then threw it into the potion to make basically the ingredients to turn me back from a zombie into a human.
Now, come drink it.
There's the potion he's made for me, telling the story, you know, linking into everything we've done before. And I drunk it. Then the effects have gone in, go down,
Just do the emo.
turn back. He throw a splash on me at the exact right time, and then
do
boom.
the.
I was happy.
And then high five.
Finish it off with us being happy and high-fiving each other, all going so well. This is how we're finishing all of them.
3, go.
And they were never perfectly in sync, but it was good. However, I didn't realize that Lachlan had mentioned on stream that we weren't doing the takes facing him. I didn't quite catch that. Bearing in mind, I'm literally in the fashion show. I've got Lachlan's stream, which is a delayed audio stream. I've got his live audio stream in Discord. I've got Cypher's stream open. I'm trying to take everything in, but missing that was actually quite detrimental, which you'll find out in a bit. So a big thing here was the fact that despite we were reusing the whole zombie witch built-in emo, it didn't matter. Lachlan and Boomer were still loving it. We were only deducted 1.5 points in total. We got the highest round 3 score out of everyone. And by this point, going into the final round, I believe we were winning by about 1 point. So it was really, really close. And the final round was a massive decider. As we went backstage to do some more practicing, we actually hadn't practiced round 4 at all, I don't think. I don't think we really knew what we were doing, did we? Oh, no, we had practiced it a little bit, but the big thing about round 4 was that you were meant to include builds, and that is something we hadn't really thought about very much at all. We did end up incorporating some builds, but it was on a very small scale, and again, we didn't know what we were about to enter, and the actual room you do the building and the 4th final round performance in, it was huge. We decided to make this cool little like dance area. It's been done before, but basically the whole idea of Cypher using his jelly skin is that he'd found another glitch where if he does one of the breakdance moves, basically because he's jelly, his legs go flying and stretch out massively. We wanted to get another big wow, crazy reaction from Lachlan. So all of this was building up towards A, the glitch working, B, him hoping that we did it on purpose, and C, him liking it. Look how big this room is. It's absolutely huge. We were just gonna build a tiny little dance ring. Regardless, it was time for the 4th round. And we built the stage, or our area, close to his stage. And we realized we had to emote all the way over to the stage. It was just this awkward moment where we were just best mates dancing all the way over until we could start our performance. All right, we finally made it. Cypher was always queuing us in.
And then
I actually thought we were going to face each other for those love hearts. And I accidentally, I don't even know how, I accidentally pulled out the Take 14 emote. I don't even know how I did that. I think I accidentally pressed one of the numbers on my keyboard. I don't know, but that was a huge mistake. I think Lachlan kind of picked up on it, but we just had to keep on going. So the story here was that he does a breakdance, and I'm like, nah, that's kind of rubbish. I can make you do a better breakdance. And the idea is, I'm gonna basically give him a potion this time to give him a better breakdancing performance. We're gonna pull out the bottle, the kick bottle emote. We didn't actually want the emote to succeed. It was more just like pulling out an actual bottle, and then I'd give him the mini potion. However, As you can see, I fail it, but I quickly cancel it on purpose. But to Lachlan, it just looked like I failed the emote, which wasn't a good sign at all. And basically, I point at him
Did you give me the potion?
to give him the potion. And this will be what will give him the power to do the better breakdance. Now, at this point, we should have told the story a little bit better. I should be doing like these Tadar hands at him, basically making sure Lachlan's focused on him and to get across the fact that what he's about to see is on purpose and is going to be a big performance. I actually just wait here. I don't do anything, which is my mistake. I should have thought through this a little bit more. So he starts doing it again, and watch this. Look at his legs. Look at his legs.
Do the yay.
They go crazy.
And
Obviously, at
then
the
come up and
end,
high-five each
it's all
other.
worked. I'm excited. We do the high five, and I think I mess up here. So he faces him with the take 14, and I'm an idiot. I don't face him. And Cypher says you didn't face him. That was where we lost half a point. Honestly, that entire end performance was a bit all over the place, and it was on a very small scale. Some of the other contestants built massive, like, assault courses. One of them built a massive ship. But we had the strength of telling a consistent story from start to finish. And now the 4 rounds were over, it was results time. I'll be honest, I thought we'd come top 3 at best, but I didn't think because of our final performance we necessarily won. Basically, a stage was put together with all of the points aside from place 1 and 2, and Lachlan starts announcing the winners.
Should we do first or second first, Boomer?
So he was messing with us a little bit here.
It's a toughie. I'll leave it to you.
My heart is
I'll leave
beating
it to
so
you.
fast.
All right.
Because he said, should we do first or
So-
second first?
In
Making it sound like somebody
Skip
had
this there.
definitely outright won.
second place
In second place,
on 75 points
I thought this was us. 100 million% thought this was us.
is
He couldn't have kept us waiting any longer.
both contestants. You guys tied at 75 points.
Literally a tie break. Exact same points, which meant it went down to a sudden death. Nobody had planned for this. We had no idea what to do, except we were going to incorporate a blowing up sort of animation in C4 explosive while Cypher did that big spinning legs kick into our previous performances, but decided to drop it because it was a little bit messy, a little bit risky. So we were like, you know what? Screw it. This is the time. We'll bring that part of the performance back again and we'll use the C4s. However, we were told that you could not build in this final round, but you could use as many props as you want. So the idea is essentially I would lock up the jelly skin and he'd get trapped in there and then he'd use his big spinning breakdancing kick to break out. But if you couldn't build, we can't do that. However, we had a 200 IQ play and we grabbed the Portafort, which was an item we could use, and we would edit that down to a little area where Cypher was locked up in, and that led us to our final performance. Oh yeah, another thing. We then went out and realized that we couldn't throw the Portafort on the stage, so we had to throw it off stage and essentially break things a little bit, which meant again, for another round, we went out on the stage. Lachlan thought we were about to do our performance, and we weren't. We were just trying to set things up again. So this is it. I head out,
What's the sneaky emote?
I drop my little potion, which I meant to be like,
no.
you know, keeping hold of and essentially keeping away from Cypher.
I'm gonna just crouch.
Cypher is
get ready to do your
messing up a
thing,
little
okay?
bit, but we're okay, we're okay. He
Get
comes
ready to do
out,
your thing.
and I'm basically saying no. Get away from my potion.
All right, I'm gonna turn
It's
around
my
and go away.
potion. We're telling another story. He runs away into an area where I can trap him, and this is where I have to edit using a keyboard and mouse. I am so trash. I am messing up so badly here. The whole thing's going a little bit slow, but the worst part is that actually we broke the stage and Cypher fell down, which Lachlan didn't like too much. Luckily, we made the stage. We're okay. I start laughing,
35.
and he starts crying, and I then leave, and he uses a harpoon to pull the mini towards him, which you can see him doing just there. He drinks it just like he did in the previous round and allows him to essentially do the breakdance to then set off a C4 and break out of the area that I trapped him in. We told yet another story for another round to try and get that ultimate victory. The other team just decided to throw down boom boxes and rockets and basically have like a little bit of a dance-off, which was more traditional in the sense of a Fortnite fashion show dance-off, but we wanted to stick with the storyline. But would we have done enough? At this point, I don't actually know if we'd won or not.
I almost don't want to give it to Ali.
I'm like, are we winning? I'm so confused. Cypher's already up there celebrating. Everyone's taking their position.
Alright, no.
And I finally realized that we had won.
Ali MoreAli-A and Cypher taking it out there.
Let's go. At this point, it was coming up to almost 4 a.m. in the morning. Ultimately, us being as creative as possible and trying to tell stories throughout got us the victory royale. A big shout out to Cypher and also Jack, who's his editor, who helped us come up with all of the storylines. Shout out to our huge lockers that had so many Fortnite emotes and skins that allowed us to do this. And also a big shout out to Lachlan for putting this on. If you think myself and Cypher should grab a third teammate to enter the Trios World Cup fashion show that Lachlan will be hosting soon, let us know who our partner should be in the comment section. I really hope you've enjoyed. If you want to go ahead and watch the full edited compressed version of the fashion show, you can check that out on screen right now, or you can check out another reaction video here on the channel. You can click them both right now, so head over there. I'll see you on those videos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.